Canva is way easier than you think. Give me just 10 minutes and you'll be a pro, even if you have zero graphic design experience. As a course creator myself and someone who helps other course creators improve their courses, I love to use Canva for things like presentations, video thumbnails, GIFs, and infographics. You can even use it to come up with lesson summaries, analogy ideas for your lessons, and even use AI inside of Canva to generate images for your course. But today we are going to keep it simple with 10 simple tips in 10 minutes. Before we head over to Canva, you should know that there is both the free and paid version of Canva. I will try and point out some of the differences as we walk through these 10 tips today. Number one, your Canva homepage. Okay, I don't want you to worry about a whole lot of what's on here. I do love this first design that says Recent Designs. This allows you to quickly and easily continue working on a design that you were working on previously. You can always return to this homepage by simply clicking on the Canva logo. Next, I want to highlight this search function here. You can type in whatever you want. You can search for a template for that keyword, and there are hundreds of thousands of them inside of Canva. But you can also search your own projects and things that you have created. So if I were to hit enter here, it's going to pull up all the different logos that I have created while it had this Canva. Okay, next, I want you to look over here at brand. This is only available in the Pro account, but it is something that I love. If I click here on brand, you can see all the clients I am currently working with and their branding in here. I also have mine. I have all my colors, all of my fonts. You can now, with AI, and I haven't done this yet, but you can give Canva guidelines for your brand voice so that when it writes text for you, it is in your brand voice. You can choose graphics and icons. Setting up your branding in here is going to save you so much time when you use it. You do not have to use this feature in order to be able to use Canva. It is part of the paid version of Canva, but it is hugely time saving. There are three main ways to start a design. The first and probably most common is to simply type what you're looking for in here, choose templates, hit enter, and then pick a template to start with. The next thing you can do is upload an image, a video, or certain files here and start designing from there. And the third, and the one that I like the most, is using this creative design button here. Now you may wonder why I skipped the custom size button. It's because it's found under the creative design button as well, right down here at the bottom. So if you have a very specific design size that you're looking for, you can type that in. But the reason I like this is because I usually come to Canva with some sort of an idea, the dimensions of what I'm trying to design. So maybe I'm looking to design an Instagram post. Canva has all of those dimensions saved in here. So I can choose a portrait or a square, or I could choose an Instagram reel or an Instagram reel cover or an Instagram story. And that way I don't even have to think about what those dimensions are. So I just type in what it is I'm trying to design, choose from the list, and it gives me a canvas right there. Now, maybe you're saying, Misty, I need to start with a template because I'm new. I get it. Once you have a blank canvas here, over here on the left, all of the templates that fit that size are going to show up, and you can still search in here. So if I wanted to make a logo that was that size, I could search in here for logo. If you look through these templates here, you can see some of them have this little crown that says Pro and some do not. And they will also tell you how many pages long that template is. So for instance, this one here is 5 pages long. You could use it as a carousel on Instagram. In order to add that template to your blank canvas, you're simply going to click on it. You'll see that it only added the first page. If I wanted to add the next page, I would page here and click on that page of the template. Next, over here in your far left sidebar over in the black are elements. This is a really important piece of Canva that you need to understand. You'll see here items that you have recently used in a design, which can be very time saving. Next are shapes. I'm going to choose see all here, and you can see all the various shapes that you can choose to add into a design. Once again, if you want to add it, you simply click on it, and it's going to be added to your design in one of the existing colors of your design. And you can customize it from there. You can crop it by pulling on one of the middle sections, or you can make it larger and smaller all around by pulling on one of the corners. You can give it a border in various different styles. And if you click on shape up here, you can change that shape without changing the color or border as needed. Next, under elements, we'll have graphics. And we're going to come back to this in just a minute. Next, you'll have your AI image generator, and you can use this to type in text and have Canva create an image of your text for you. Next is stickers, which is generally just GIFs. Photos, come back to videos, we'll come back to audios, we'll come back to charts and tables are fairly self-explanatory. And then we have frames and grids. Frames, you might think of like an outline, like a frame that you put on your wall. That's not how they work. A frame is actually something that you can drop an image into, and that image will then become that shape. So this is a little bit hard to see on a circle, so I'm going to show you this on a triangle. And I'm going to use the slider here to make the entire canvas bigger. Then I'm going to come over here on the far left black sidebar to photos, and I'm going to choose a photo to drop into that frame. And now you can see it cuts off the edges of the image. So it's not squishing it or anything. It's just cutting it off. And if it doesn't cut it off in the way that you want, click on it and choose crop, and you can move it around. So maybe I really wanted to have that corn and the cherries on top, or the grapes, I think, on top, but I wanted that cherry at the bottom to show just a little bit. I can click off of it. I have it framed like I want it. Back over in the sidebar at the left under elements, we're going to hit the back button, and you'll see here that there are also grids. Grids are multiple frames in one. So I'm going to add another page and add one of these frames here to the page. Make it a little bit smaller so we can see the whole page. And you can see that I can now resize this any way I want. I can make it perfectly square. I can make it really tall and skinny, but it will always have one on the top and two on the bottom. This makes it very easy to create a collage of photos. And when you add in those photos, there's going to be 3 different photos in your collage. And once again, they will be cropped to fit. And you can click on any one individually and rotate it and move the crop around. One more thing over here under elements that I want to show you is that you can search. Now you can search for an actual item. Let's say that I want a heart, and it's going to pull up a whole bunch of hearts. Now there are a few things you can do to filter these results so that it is easier to find exactly what it is you are looking for. Well, the first is to simply add a qualifier, some sort of adjective or descriptive word. So let's say I want a boho heart. Okay, that's going to change my results. In addition, you can filter by graphics, photos, videos, and this is why I skipped videos earlier, because I like finding my videos through search. Same thing with audio. You'll also find frames. Typically, this way, you're not going to find a lot of results with charts. Occasionally, you'll find shapes. But let's head back over to graphics. So now I've got my boho graphics that show hearts. There are additional things that you can do to filter down your results. You can filter them by color. So some default colors will pull up here, but you can also choose add a new color and type in your own brand color here. You can choose results that are square, vertical, or horizontal. You can choose results that are only animated. This is one of my favorite things to do if I'm trying to make some sort of a GIF. Last and importantly, if you do not have the pro version, is to filter by free. So now you can see free boho hearts that are animated. The further you get down on things, you'll see that not all of them fit perfectly. This is animated and it's free and it's boho, but it's not a heart. This has tiny little hearts on it. This obviously works very well for what we were searching for. I'm going to turn off my filters. So we just have boho hearts here. I want to show you a couple other things you can do that will make it easier to find exactly what you're looking for. So say that you really like this idea here. You can hover over these 3 dots and you can hover and then click on View More By, and you'll get to see all the items from that artist. So if you really like a certain artist style, this can be a really great way to find other elements for your design that fit the same overall feel. Again, clicking on those 3 dots, you can choose See More Like This, and it will pull up other similarly styled items. With those 3 dots, you can add it to one of your folders. Now, folders are only available on the Pro plan, but if there are graphics that you want to use over and over again, you can save them into your folders. If that graphic is part of a larger collection of graphics, you can click on View Collection, and once again, be brought up with similar things. And then last, you can see what keywords will pull up that graphic and find maybe something similar. So let's say, oh yeah, I really like things that are hand-drawn. So let's pull up hand-drawn graphics, and you'll have more to choose from there. All right, let's go back up to this template that we started with, and I'm going to show you how to adjust the actual template. So let's say that I don't want the background of this to be green. I'm simply going to click on that shape, and I'm going to click on the color up here, and I can change it to any color I want. I can pull in any of my branding that I have here. So this one's mine, and I can change it to my light teal color. You can also click on this add new color and then click on pick color from design and say, I want it to match that color right there. Last, you can see there's a photo color section here. It's giving you a whole bunch of grays because these photos back here are very light gray. But let's add in another photo. Click on that shape again, come over here, and it's going to give us the photo colors. So if you want something to match your photo, you can choose your colors that way. Once again, if I click on this and there is more than one item on here and I choose a color, it's going to give me this option down at the very bottom left that says change all. And this will allow you to change everything that was that more olive green to this deeper, more emerald green here, all at the same time. Text works similarly. I click on this text and I want to change that color to this dark emerald. It's going to choose change all, and now you can see it changed here and right here. I can do the same with the font itself. So I can come through here and choose one of my brand fonts, say Oswald, and it'll ask me, do you want to change all? I say yes. And you can see that all of these, even the ones that were colored differently, are now in my brand font. This can make it very quick and easy to customize templates, which is why I recommend having that brand kit. As you're customizing text, you have a whole bunch of options of here, most of which are quite self-explanatory. But one of my very favorites under effects is to come back here and give your text a background so that it pops a little bit more. And you can choose what color that background is and change the text so it's brighter. Go back to effects, and you can also change the shape of your background, how much space it has, and how transparent it is. All right, let's talk about editing images. So you can add an image in one of two ways. You can simply click over here on left on uploads and upload your image. Or if you want to use one of Canva's images, you can go down here to photos and drag a photo in. Again, you can search and filter to find exactly what you need. In order to edit the photo, you simply need to click on it and then click on edit photo over here. There are a lot of fun things you can do here. You can remove the background, and there's some more advanced magical things that you can do using AI, like erasing a piece of the image, or changing flowers from daisies to roses, or grabbing the text from an image that might have been on his t-shirt and moving it elsewhere. There are also lots of filters that you can apply and effects. Let's add that background back and then head over here to adjust, and you have a whole slew of ways in which you can fine tune your image. And you can choose to do the entire image or just the foreground or just the background. So if I wanted to leave this background in, but I wanted to change the colors of it, I would click on background. And let's say I wanted the background to be black and white. I would just take the saturation all the way down, but the foreground of the image would stay color. If you stay on whole image here, you then have this color edit. And you can see it's giving me 3 different colors that it's picking up on in this image and allowing me to adjust those individually. So if I clicked on this one and I wanted it to be more saturated or less saturated, you can see that her pants are changing. I could also do the same thing with her skin and make it green, where the pants and the t-shirt are going to stay the same. So have fun playing around with that. Next, I want to help you understand how different items are arranged on your canvas. So there are layers here. So I could right click on any item on here and choose layers, show all layers. And now you can see what's on top of what. Sometimes that can get hard to figure out. Let's say I want the yellow to be in front of the white. I can simply drag and drop that here instead of trying to figure it out on the actual canvas here. Another way this can be really helpful is making sure that the elements on your page align in the way that you want them to. So, for example, I have these 3 arrows and I have some text that each of the arrows are pointing to. First thing I can do is drag this text until you see that little line, dotted line there. It's telling me that I'm centered now on that arrow. And we can do the same thing here. And we can do the same thing here. And now I'm going to look for that alignment, those 3 alignment lines, so that I know that all the words are aligned with each other. Now I'm going to go ahead and align these arrows so that I get those 3 vertical lines so that I know that all the arrows are aligned. But now what if I want them to be aligned vertically? Let's say that this one was way down here and I want there to be equal space between the three. So I'm going to click and drag, highlight both of these and group them together. Then I'm going to click and drag all three of these and I'm going to click on this position button up top. And over to the left, instead of layers, I'm going to go to arrange and I'm going to choose vertically. That will keep the top item and the bottom item the same and make sure that all items that are in between, even if there's more than one, if I were to do this, do it again, position vertically. It aligns them all so that they're equidistant apart. Number 9 here that you need to know about are pages. So you'll see this little arrow down here. You can pull up on that and it will show you the various pages that are inside of your project. If you have a really large project, you can click on this grid view and it will show you all your items here and you're able to drag and drop them, change the order around as such. Pull off the grid view. You can click and use your mouse up or down to make your pages bigger or smaller. If you want to be able to scroll down to your page, just hide the pages down here, and now you can scroll up and down and you can still make them bigger or smaller. You can also do that simply by dragging here. If you're trying to work on one really little itty bitty part of your design, you can make it really big. And if you're trying to see your design as a whole, you can make it relatively small. Last step, number 10 here, is sharing your design. Click on the share button up here and there's multiple ways to share. One is simply with a public view link. This just allows people to go to it online without having to print it or anything like that. It's just a link you can give people and they can come and see your design. But most often people are going to be choosing the download option, and you have all sorts of different ways to download. My favorites are PNG because this will allow you to have a transparent background, PDF print, if it's a PDF that I want somebody to be able to print out, and GIFs. I love making short GIFs, even just a quick image of me doing something funky that I can use on my website and in my courses. So there you have it. 10 tips. Your homepage, your brand kit, templates, elements, changing colors and fonts, text, images, arranging elements on a page, navigating through your pages, and publishing your creations. I really hope you enjoyed that whirlwind Canva tour. And looks like I went just a little bit over 10 minutes, but you should now have a solid understanding to get you started using Canva like a pro. If you would like to continue learning about Canva, that is what this playlist is all about. Using Canva specifically as a course creator. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you're subscribed. The next video is going to be all about how to use Canva to create mockups like this one that are going to help you sell your course, because courses are really hard for people to see and visualize. And if they can't see what they're purchasing, there's going to be some hesitancy there. And we want to make your course look just as fantastic as it really is. I'm going to show you how to do that.